All right. Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We went live a little quicker than I was expecting, but here we are. uh, we've got a follow-on conversation from one that myself and my co-host had a couple of weeks back for things to do in the Treasure Valley. Found ourselves talking about a lot of information and decided that it would be helpful to drill down a little deeper into specific areas of the valley. So today we're going to focus on Meridian, a number of things to do, recreation, sports, shopping, theaters, and of course we'll talk on the real estate topic as well. So we'll delve into things that you would want to consider when you're in the area, coming into the area to visit, or obviously if you live here as well. With that, I'll bring on our co-host, Chase Hodgson with Summit Funding. How you doing?
Fantastic, Jerod. How are you, my friend?
I am good. I apologize. Sometimes I pop you on a little quicker than other times. I notice sometimes you might be looking down or whatever. So I
That's
should
all
be
good.
consistent.
Yeah, that's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah. Before we get into our discussion, let's do a little housekeeping here. For those of you that I haven't met, my name is Jerod Lee. I'm the associate broker and team lead here at My Home Connection, also known as MHC Realty. We do have our sponsor for today. We've been developing over the last couple of decades. It's a 5-step home buying process. We're working with Chase in collaboration of bringing to you a current promotion of up to $500 on your appraisal and up to $500 on your home inspection, at closing to instill a higher degree of confidence in your purchase and minimize your costs. And then we've just got a number of different tools. These are just some of them from activity, active properties, obviously, and a myriad of reports, a comprehensive relocation and lifestyle guide. And then quite importantly, our podcast series on a number of different topics, answering questions about the home buying process that we send you on regular intervals. So if you have interest in that, just reach out to us and we'd be glad to help. But let's go ahead and bring Chase back on. Hopefully I did it again. So I'll just start saying that I'm going to bring you on before I actually click the button. How about that?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, but on the Treasure Valley topic, we found ourselves get pretty immersed into the parks because we've got a ton of those, in the area, and they're super popular and well done. Lots of things to do and very clean. So I think it's good for us to come back and talk about a specific area and give people more detail. So what when you're thinking of going to Meridian, what's your initial kind of preference if you had to pick a day, Saturday afternoon in Meridian?
Um, Gosh, it is. So I live in Meridian, so my address is Meridian, right? But my kids go to CUNA School District. That's the way it's always been. We're kind of on the border there. Um,
Like if your
but
kid said, "Dad, you pick, let's go do something."
goodness sakes, there's just so much. My goodness. Where do you start? Like, I know what my kids would pick.
Okay.
If it's a nice, warm, sunny day,
Yep.
they're gonna pick one of the largest water parks in the nation, to go to and hang out,
Yeah. Well,
right?
let's
Like,
talk about that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Roaring Springs, and they just did a giant add-on, right? Um, and this would be my least favorite, to be honest. But
That's
this
funny.
place is popular, and there's so many rides they've done. They added on about a year ago now, right, Jerod? Isn't that about right
Yeah.
when they did the addition?
Yeah.
So they've got one season under their belt with all the new slides and everything, and they've got big pools. They've got all kinds of different slides, and the kids just love it. I mean, they can go there and hang out all day long.
Yeah.
To my
Let's show them where it's at. It's super accessible. It's just off the freeway here. So as far as like access to it, it's just not too far from Eagle. Well, it's right smack dab between Meridian, 10 Mile and Eagle Road. Um, So accessibility is super easy. It's on the south side of the freeway, and I'm going to pop up some photos here. Um, Obviously, tons of slides, but you get the idea of scale here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It is. There's so much to do there for those kids. They can literally spend all day there. That'd
Yeah,
probably be my kid's first choice.
yeah, yeah. Well, what else is nice, and we can show them aspects of this too, but the uh, the adjacent activities around there, between you could certainly spend all day in the water park, but you could, um, go bowling and bumper cars, and we'll show you those in a minute here. But definitely would highly recommend uh, hitting Roaring Springs here. As you saw
Yep.
when we first popped it up, the season's currently closed, but I don't think we're too far out.
No, no. I think we're really close to them opening. As we get a little bit deeper into spring and beginning of summer for sure. And yet, I mean, as long as we're in that location, right? Like literally right next door to them is Wahoo's, right? The Family Fun Center.
Yeah.
They have arcades and rides, and they have a small go-kart track. They have miniature golf. Pins is inside, beautiful bowling alley inside of Pins that you were bringing up there, Jared. And they have batting cages. And those two. Those two are literally right next to one another, just off the Meridian exit from the freeway.
Yeah. Just kind of clicking through some photos here. They got laser tag. Um, of course, the fun games where you get not the tokens, but the coupons where you cash them in
Right.
for different prizes. There's obviously some of the go-karts.
Mm-hmm.
They have I think it's a 9-hole miniature golf course in here.
Yep. Yeah. There's a couple different 9 holes there. Hmm.
There we go. Oh yeah, here's there's pins. That's a great place to, take kids for their birthdays. They make
Yep.
reservations there.
Yeah, they do all kinds of events there too. They actually have a big event center in the back, and I've attended some real estate events there as well.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't think I've been to that event center yet. That's good to know.
Yep.
Rock climb, or not rock climbing, but a climbing wall.
Yep.
Um,
They've got a couple of the new games, like the virtual reality games as well. I know there's a shooting zombies game that my kids love to play there. So
yeah, yeah. This is awesome. The Endless River would probably be what I'd hit at Roaring Springs.
right, right.
Just casual in the sun day, and then
Yeah.
I think I'd hit the batting cages probably first for Wahoo's.
I'm a baseball fan. I've got a baseball family, so that's probably my first as well. Would be the batting cages, but my kids love the miniature golf as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's. Here's what I'm thinking. Tell me if I'm maybe on track, but I would guess for you it's probably the Speedway. If as long as there's races going on, would that be a place you'd want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so unique to Meridian, right? Like they've got Meridian Speedway right downtown, stock car racing, open wheels. They do some crash derbies there from time to time. All kinds of events. All the holidays they hold major races. With the food trucks out in the parking lots. It's a ton of fun, and it's really really unique to Meridian to be right in town like that and to still be operating. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I think I saw that they even had some monster trucks out there at one point. If I,
Yeah, I think they have. I think they have for sure.
yeah,
So
yeah, but this
very
is a
fun.
this is a blast here for sure.
Yeah, you got a lot of local folks that have gotten into racing and are very involved in this, and so we obviously get. There's not a ton of these tracks around the Pacific Northwest, and so we get a lot of people coming in from out of town, but we get a lot of locals that are very vested in this in the racing there, and it's a great community, a great addition for our community as well.
So just a small story. I'll keep it fairly brief. But we were down, went out with some friends the other night, and we just picked the first Thursday of the month, and we went to a go-kart track, and they had implemented some of their new electric carts. But that's not super important. But the guy that was the top racer, whatever they call him there, the shortest time was racing that night.
Mm.
Where it's relevant to this is he races out here at
Yeah.
Meridian Speedway. So he's sponsored by whatever that facility is where we're at that goes out here. And the guy was just an animal. You watch him, and it was just surgical the way he was
Yeah.
driving that little go kart. But anyway, and by
So,
the way, there's one of the monster trucks. I thought I saw that somewhere.
yep.
So there you go. There's another one. But yeah, location, access, and fun. That's a
Yeah.
great. And there's a car show here. They have those on occasion as well. And then just because we're here, Story Park has got some cool
Yeah,
aspects
right
to it.
next door. Yeah, right next door to that is Story Park, and it's one of the older parks in the valley. It's got playgrounds, and there's the right at the edge of Story Park is a Meridian Public Swimming Pool, which is super nice. If you don't like all the fair and the slides and everything that goes on at Roaring Springs, you've got the Meridian swimming pool that is super awesome for the kids. It's probably one of my kids' favorite things to do as well. And then Story Park they've got oh my goodness, 2 or 3 baseball fields there. The Boise State college club team plays there, and also the men's fast pitch league plays there as well.
Oh, okay.
And then on the south end of Story Park, they have a huge giant dog park that's busy all the time.
Yeah.
As
I
well.
went to a chili feed out here one time. That was really good. It was
Yeah,
a competition.
yeah, it's one of the main parks where they hold events. Dairy Days. It's a focal point during Dairy Days. Yeah, always things going on at Story Park. It's right. It's almost right in the middle of downtown Meridian, right?
Yeah.
And all,
Yeah.
all of this is right. Just it's maybe 2 blocks out of downtown, 3 blocks out of downtown. But you've got the racetrack, Story Park, the swimming pool. All of it sitting right there on that corner.
Yeah, let me zoom out a little bit here. So you saw, so we were at Wahoo's and Rory Springs earlier, which is, here, as I mentioned, off of the freeway. And literally the Speedway and Story Park are, right next to each other. And then, as Chase mentioned, downtown Meridian, just a great place to go hang out for the day. Restaurants, I don't think a whole lot of shopping, but certainly some really good food. Now I thought maybe they'd show us some of the downtown area. But yeah, I'd highly recommend, coming to they call it Old Downtown Meridian, as I recall, right?
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Just got a
Absolutely.
lot of cool character.
It does. I mean, the main corridor there is just awesome. There's a bunch of new construction going up with condos and businesses and everything else. Going to have downtown living in downtown Meridian for the first time, which is just amazing. A lot of businesses coming to downtown, but the restaurants and the feel and just walking around. It's always been a great place, but it's just bustling a little more now, right? You've got that small town feel of a downtown, and lots of things to do with the restaurants and the shopping coming and everything else. So
Yeah, so if you like that kind of, old, like it says, old Meridian, kind of that traditional smaller town feel, and that navigating that type of area town, that would be a recommendation of where I would give you. And then if you want something, kind of that newer
hmm
presence, we'll pop you out to the village at Meridian, which is not too far from there. I mean, this is all located within maybe 5 miles of each other. Um,
yeah, downtown is literally, as the crow flies, maybe a mile from downtown Meridian is a mile and a half, or I guess it's probably 2 miles actually, but still, it's super super close. And that's the new wave in shopping, right? Outdoor malls, giant fountain set to music, not like a kind of like a small scale Bellagio type of thing, right?
mhm. Yeah.
Draw a ton of attention, lots of food, shopping, everything there. Like it's a great place to go and hang out. They got a little small park for your kids there. In the winter, they set up the ice skating rink. There's concerts and events that go on there throughout the summer. Just it's It's a very cool, very, very cool shopping center that they put together.
Yeah, I was going to show you the kind of the. Oh, here we go. So this is a video. Unfortunately, I was hoping for a photo, but yeah, this is. I think it pops off every hour. It's got lights and music. This is kind of the heart of the village at Meridian, and then they've got a little section out there that Chase mentioned. Where they'll put up like a platform during the spring, summer for concerts. I've even seen like our Birds of Prey. Presentation. They brought hawks in and different types of birds, and then in the winter they'll convert that to a the ice rink. I don't know if you mentioned that, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Obviously, you saw that we have a theater there as well.
Great.
Really well done theater too.
Yeah, very nice. Yep. Yep. You can. I know in one section you can be served dinner at while going to the movie and everything. So, pretty unique too. Pretty unique for this valley to have something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I play this video. I don't know how that'll work. Well, I'll give it a shot here. Can you hear that on your end?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, so it's playing. But anyway, you get the idea. It's not going off right now, but which I was hoping it would. But anyway, and then the outdoor mall side of things, they'll block off the streets and they'll do things like a car show, or they'll have booths out there, with some artisans and things like that. So you just kind of go walking around for the day. Oh, there's a photo, so you get an idea in the evening. There's an upstairs. This is the restaurant up here. I'm trying to remember what they named that, but I'm drawing a blank right now. But you can literally sit out here, grab some food, grab some drinks in the bar just inside the building. And then I think Chase just mentioned you can actually take your food into a few of the theaters and eat
Yep.
while you're watching the movie.
It's a fun experience.
Yeah.
And then they also have the park right there too. Is that Kleiner Park, right? That's literally right across the street, almost like an addition to
Yep.
the village.
Yeah, and I'll pop over to that. Okay, yeah, real quick. This is kind of the area on kind of the left here where you see that umbrella, that red umbrella, where they'll put up. This whole area here will be that ice skating rink, and then the
Yep.
fountain's just behind it. Our back right now is to the theater to give you some idea.
Yeah.
And then
Just
obviously
a
just
great summer hangout, right? There's almost, if you check the schedule, there's something going on there almost every weekend in the summer.
yeah.
So, and the food, they've got some great restaurants. The shopping, that's where the majority of our outlet, stores and everything are just adjacent to this mall. You can pretty much do whatever you want there. Get it
Yeah.
all done at one stop.
Yeah, pretty much every food you can think of, from pizza to Twigs is a martini bar, to Kona Grill, and all kinds of desserts like some Cinnabon type
Yeah,
location.
there, it's you got an old time candy store there, which is really fun too. Cycle bar is in there, right? So you can go get your workout on there too as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Axiom, which is a local fitness center. They've got a big facility there, and it's actually home of Idaho's first In-N-Out as well. If you're into that kind of thing,
yeah. So that's what put us on the map. Apparently, we had like eight,
I guess.
9, 10 hour wait times. Yeah. Uh, for In and Out. So for those folks that relocated from California that wanted In and Out, your wish has been granted. And I think we got one or maybe even two coming in to the area here.
Yeah,
I
a couple.
heard.
There's one in Meridian, one in Boise, and I think one in Napa.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's gonna be busy.
yeah, yeah. So good stuff. Obviously here at the village. I mean, we could just go on and on. There's just so much to
Yeah,
do here. Real quick before I go over to the park, though, there is a Big Al's, right
yeah,
adjacent to it. So if you want that big bowling gaming experience, obviously sports. They got a big sports wall for
yep. Great place to watch the games and do some bowling and hang out. Kids love it there too. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But yeah, let's go pop up Kleiner Park here.
It's literally right across the street, right? Like it's
Yeah,
easy walking distance, great playground for the kids, big park,
yeah.
big.
So we were just here, and yeah, it's um, it's just adjacent to it. All this green stuff that you see here. There's the Big Owls that we mentioned. And then just there's a lot of shopping, kind of your big box shopping, your Nike, and there's a Boise co-op for, some sort of organic shopping.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's zoom out a little bit. So you see the size of Kleiner Park. And there's so much to do here. Actually, we'll have our client appreciation, next client appreciation event here. We'll be doing pickleball, disc golf. If people want to fish, there's volleyball courts. There's a amphitheater there. So tons to do. Let me see if I can pop up some of the photos of what I've been talking about here. Oh, wow. Kind of limited on the photos. Huh. But you get the idea. Just big pond with that disc golf course kind of interweaved throughout it, a walking path that wraps all the way around.
It's a pretty unique, just the entirety, right? Like if you're looking, from the village to, I don't know, what is that, north to Ustick Road? They've created a very unique and making it a great community with a lot of apartment complexes and condos and townhomes going up in that area. So if you want to live in this type of community with the park and the shopping and close proximity to everything, kind of that, walking distance to everything kind of community, this is a great place to be because it's all right there at your fingertips.
Yeah, there's the volleyball court that I mentioned. I think I saw the amphitheater just a little bit ago. Yeah, this is you can sit up here. The amphitheater's down here on the right. I think you can see my cursor. But there's seating here, but you can also sit up on the grass. Obviously it's raised up. I've seen, they've had concerts there and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You can reserve it out.
Yep.
Yeah, but I absolutely love this area.
And this is all along Eagle Road, right? That's Eagle and Fairview. It's just one of the busiest intersections. A lot because of this, one of the busier intersections in Idaho. And all up and down Eagle is shopping and restaurants, and that's kind of the main north-south in the valley, at least in Meridian. And so it's dotted with just about anything you can think of, right?
Yeah, I was going to show some of the major shopping options within here. Obviously, there's more food: Firehouse, Subs, and Five Guys, Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why these.
And then you've got Lowe's across the street and Dick's, both of them at the next intersection. Lots of restaurants, local breakfast favorite, Joe Mama's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all up and down Eagle Road, right? Like it's just you can find whatever you need there.
Yeah, there's a reason why it is Idaho's busiest intersection, kind of this Eagle Road and Fairview here, because there's everything you want to do, from outdoor activity to dining to shopping to, it's kind of theater. It's all right there. Texas Roadhouse. It's I would say it's probably surpassed the Boise Town Square Mall, which obviously we'll talk about, during our things to do in Boise. But I think this is, for most, preferable to that, just because not just the shopping, but the things to do.
Yeah, it is definitely the place to be.
I'm looking at, go ahead.
I'd say pretty much anything you can think of is right there.
Yeah. I noticed Settlers Park. That's definitely a must.
Yeah, it's probably my kid's favorite park in the valley. They call it the Pirate Park because there's a splash pad has kind of got sails on it and everything. So yeah, baseball fields, softball fields, a great big playground, big open grass areas. It's a great park. They've got pickleball courts there as well, bocce ball, whatever you can think of.
They even have movie nights.
Yeah, they do the big screen movie out there.
There we
There it is,
go.
right.
Yeah. I didn't do that by design, but that worked well. Lots of baseball tournaments.
Yes, yeah, a lot.
Is there soccer there? Don't they have some open field for soccer?
Yes, I've seen him playing, practicing there a lot. I think they do hold games, but that northeast corner is just giant open grass fields.
Yeah. So this is definitely a must-see park. The kids, the family, you'll love it. There's tons to do there. There you go, Pirate Park. Let's see. I saw another park as well that I was going to mention.
We've got the new one on South Meridian, Discovery Park. Doesn't look like it's on your. Yeah, it would be south of there. Yeah, yeah, Discovery there at the bottom of your screen. That's the newest one. There's a like four baseball fields, great play area, and that's kind of dots the south end of Meridian right there. Everything's brand new. Everything's brand new.
Well, this will be a good segue because one of the things we haven't talked about is real estate, which is obviously in our field of expertise. But we can talk about Discovery Park. And the reason it segues into real estate is because I was just showing some folks 2 weeks ago some of the new construction homes. Developer with a handful of builders in tow, butted right up against the model home. Just happened to be backed up to Discovery Park here, so we can show you some of those. But I'll show you some photos of Discovery. But yeah, it looked massive. What is that? Kind of a kid zip line type
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah. There's a lot there. They got a sand to play area, splash pad, baseball fields. There's actually an MBX or a BMX track there,
Yeah,
and a skateboarding park as well. Like yeah, like literally everything. Horseshoes. It is yeah,
you name
giant
it.
green belt. Giant path, running path, walking path. Um, yeah, it's my favorite too because it's like 2 minutes from my house.
Yeah, that makes it convenient.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and this is all like within the last couple of years here. I think all. I don't know if they grew it or did it
They
start.
did. They added on. They've almost doubled the size in the last year.
Okay, that's what happened there.
So,
That makes sense.
yeah, it's an incredible place. Nice, big, open park.
Yeah.
Lovely. Love watching them leave open space. Right
Right.
in our cities.
Yeah, we're actually pretty good at doing that in pretty much every area of the valley here. I would say that's a big focus of ours, just because we're a very outdoor, kind of
Yeah,
recreational minded, seem like area. Um,
and
so
like to your point with the new construction, it's a very quickly growing area of Meridian. A lot of big developers, a lot of big developments and shopping and commercial coming into this southern area at the same time that they've been working on this park.
yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit. So uh, typically, when folks think of Meridian, at least historically, traditionally, they think of usually North Meridian is kind of the what where I typically, if they're picked out houses, it's in the North Meridian area. This is very much kind of suburbia, lots of residences intermingled, with pretty logical streets. What do they call them? Auxiliary roads, ancillary roads. So, subdivision after subdivision with, services for, dental to medical, small medical locations to your Fred Meyers and your Albertsons and all that. Is South Meridian is very much, I think that Chase said, to his point that this is a very rapidly growing area in
Yeah,
South Meridian because a lot of the infill has been gobbled up.
yeah,
Here in Meridian, you can't really tell, certainly where Boise stops and Meridian starts. Some areas you can tell where Meridian stops and Nampa starts,
yeah,
but it's all kind of blurred. There is this, ability to see where, if you're heading south, where Meridian stops, and then you'll see some ag land and whatnot, and then you'll see CUNA kick in. But
mm,
that's as best we
that's
can
coming
tell,
in too. Yeah,
it's all going to
it's
be.
yeah, it's definitely growing. it's hard to explain, right? Like it's almost two different cities, north of the freeway and south of the freeway. It's all
Mm-hmm.
Meridian, but historically, south has been more open, a little more slow paced, laid back. Where the like to your point, north was more suburbia. It was built up. It's more bustling and traffic, and so it's interesting to see the change. But
Yeah. So if you want an area that's still got quick access to the freeway, not quite all built out yet, the dynamic's a little different. We're getting more roundabouts here in South Meridian area, so the traffic flow is, I think, probably better, but certainly different if you're good with roundabouts.
yeah,
Um, a lot of a lot of the things that you'll find there are new because it's being built out. So if you like the newer stuff, I think that's a great way to go. It seems to me like when I showed that house, the builders were about in the $700,000 to $800,000 price range. New construction homes, 22 to 2,500 square foot. Good craftsmanship, well developed communities with some amenities, common areas and things like that. If you kind of want to get a gist of what the real estate would look like, but.
yep,
So yeah, if you're coming into the area and you're talking with Chase or I, we'll kind of have that different discussion about Meridian, whether you're talking about north or south
right,
Meridian. If you like to head up north, if you like to head up into the woods for hunting or fishing, up in the wilderness area, you'll save yourself some commute time by being in North Meridian. So that I could see that being a reason why you might want to be there. If you want kind of the more mature trees in your community, communities that have really kind of stood the test of time, the Paramounts of the world, then
yeah.
you'll find those in North Meridian. I was going to see if I can pop up Paramount as a.
Bridge Tower to what's the other one? Across from Paramount, can't remember. Some really nice, some really they a lot of those communities are really well built and um, more mature now at this point through that section of Northern Meridian.
Yeah, if you want something that's a resale home, an existing home with mature trees, and how it's the community's taken care of, you know, uh, how the neighbors are taking care of their homes and how the community's being maintained. There we go. Um, so that's where you'd look if you want new construction, which is typically the lion's share of our inventory these days because our inventory is super low. Um,
Yep.
you got to build it, right?
Yeah.
So then we're probably looking at South Meridian if you're trying to stay, in the Meridian area or to some degree even the Ada County area, the east side of town, because if you're going to head further east, the pricing is going to go up because of
Hmm.
the land cost.
Right.
So I was just hoping to give an idea of kind of what the communities look like. Yeah, Bridge Towers, maybe one we can.
Bridge Tower's a great community. Yeah. And you've got Saguaro Canyon right in there as well, which is that's another great subdivision. But they're all mature through there, the majority of them, right?
Yeah, yeah, they've been built out for a while, and um,
And, um, what is it? It'd be the northwest corner. There's a ton. There's still like right where it kind of turns from Meridian to Eagle or Star. There's a lot of big built out there, right? The new Costco, the LDS Temple, all that shopping there at 10 Mile and Meridian and restaurants and everything going out there on that corner is just yeah. That would be in North Meridian. That would be the main focus of where the growth is, right?
yeah, yeah. So I just helped some folks. So we looked at some homes in that area and this whole corridor. So what you see 26 here is Chinden. This separates Meridian from Eagle. Um, so we're way on the north end, but obviously Costco going in, and there's just a ton of food and other services lining this whole Chinden, slash 26 road, and just a bunch of builders, building out in this area, from brand new construction to kind of newish, construction stuff that's, 5, 10, maybe 15 years old. You'll find a lot of that here. Here's Canada Road, which as it kind of connotates the delineation between, Ada County and Canyon County. So we're way far west Meridian at this point. And then beyond that, you're going to get into Nampa. But yeah, ton of construction up here. The last thing I'll say about this area is Highway 16 here for commute time is going to be punched through. This will come from Emmett down to Chinden, and then it's just going to continue down to I-84. So that's going to relieve a lot of congestion, a lot of traffic.
Yes. Yeah, a ton. We've needed that second north-south thoroughfare for a long time.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a huge addition.
Yeah. So we've covered a lot, and I know we went through it, kind of shotgun, effect, throw a lot at everybody. I'm looking at my time here. We're 36 minutes in. We try to keep it to around a half an hour. There's a ton of parks we could hit. Still a lot we could talk about as it relates to real estate, but just keep things brief. Obviously, you could reach out to us, and at any time we'd be more than glad to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You want to work with somebody that knows the valley and can understand what it is that your family really needs, right? So
yeah. So your address is in Meridian, native. I moved out here in '94. I've lived in, Meridian, Boise, and Eagle. So I can speak to all those, and obviously I service the whole Treasure Valley and in large part the Ada County segment, so market. So yeah, we'd be, glad to help. We do have that relocation guide that'll be a big help to you. It covers, not just Meridian, but the whole Treasure Valley, jobs, climate, things to do, activities, colleges. So reach out to us and we'll be sure to get you that.
Yeah. Meridian's a great place to live. They've got a lot to do, and there's not too many communities like it, I would say.
Agreed. Well, very cool. Well, let's kind of button things up. Let's make sure that the folks know how to get a hold of you. At summitfunding.net and .com. Chase's
just .net.
Summitfunding.net.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, all of his contact information is here, and obviously we'll have it in the description below. Just if you just want to reach out to us and ask some questions, get a feel for if this makes sense. We always recommend that you talk to Chase right out of the gate so that you know kind of what your budget is, what the loan program. Then I'll be close behind that and helping you to understand what the real estate market's doing, how quickly it's moving, what we're seeing in the way of, offers, multiple offers, percentage sales price versus ask, all the real estate related stuff, all the things that we put into the perfect home buying process. We'll get you all that content.
Yep. So. And it's time to move. It's getting warm here. The market's heating up. It's time to get in the market if you're interested. You don't want to wait. You do not want to wait.
Yeah, that's a good point. We're seeing it come rolling on pretty quickly. If you're still waiting for interest rates to go down, prices are going to go up probably more aggressively than either interest rates are going to go down, and obviously purchase price will never change. Interest rate, can potentially if you want to refinance later. So we can always make that correction later, but we certainly anticipate values to go up. For the people that own, good for them. People that are buying, not so great. But today is better than the next year for sure.
Absolutely.
So, well, very cool. All right. Anything else about Meridian that you'd like to make sure we share with the folks before we sign off?
I thought we'd get to way more than we did. We've got, there's just a ton to do. Brand new pickleball place, brand new kart racing in D1. Shields just opened. Just come see it, do it all. Yeah. That's all I can.
Maybe we'll do a part 2.
Yeah, might have to.
Well, very cool, Chase. Well, as always, man, we really appreciate your time and insight and help. So we appreciate it, and we'll just sign off with wishing everybody a blessed one. Thanks.
All right. See ya.